It's fucked up that I didn't get to grow up with my cousin or do things that I wanted to do when I got older, like high school and stuff. I didn't have her, and I was fucked up that this nigga could do what he did to me and just rip my whole family away, rip my family apart, and it's not even right or fair. And this is still something that I have to deal with, that I go through, and like I said, I'm fine, but I'm on here crying like a little bitch. It's just something that you still gotta deal with, because it's like, families love to brush stuff under the rug and act like stuff never happened. They don't like to deal with the real shit that people go through, and it's sad because a lot of families do that. They like to push people to the side and act like it didn't happen or act like it's not true and make that kid feel some type of way, and it's not right. Like I said, if you ever been sexually abused, like you really need to tell somebody that you're close to, or anybody that will listen, a teacher, anybody that will give you 5 minutes of their time and tell them exactly what you're going through, exactly how you feel, because it's really fucked up. Hey y'all, welcome back to Mo Pooney. I know it's been a minute, it's been a hot minute, but I had to take a little break from my videos, but I'm back and I'm better. Yes, I will be telling y'all all about my break since I haven't been making videos. My next video, we will talk about all of that, but I just wanted to hop back in where we left off. As y'all seen, I got a little emotional on y'all the last time, and I guess because it's not something I really talk about or think about like that, so talking about it bring out some emotion, and like looking back, watching the video, it made me realize like how it still affects me. And I just feel like we need to be a lot more open about sexual abuse. It's something that needs to be talked about in our households, because in this world today is happening too often. We have to protect our babies, especially us women that's having kids young, that's bringing babies into this world. Like, we need to be more, keep an eye on who we have around our kids and where we leave our kids and stuff like that. And like I said, like, I've been through many different things. I've experienced many different trials and tribulations, but this is something I really wanted to touch base on, because a lot of young men and young women experience being sexually abused everywhere, all over the world, and it's just like it's becoming an epidemic almost. Like, it's really disgusting. It's really sad. I just think it's sad that I had to talk to my 5-year-old about his body parts and nobody touching him, and him better not be touching nobody and stuff like that. Like, it's not something I think a 5-year-old should have to think about. Like, but the way the world is today, you have to. And being sexually abused really did, this sun is all in my face. Being sexually abused really did take a toll on me. It took a toll on my attitude, on my trust in people. Like, a lot of different stuff played a effect. And then especially now, being older, when I think back to them times, and even like my high school years, I realized how like I acted out, or how I dealt with stuff, because I didn't know how to deal with that. And I know in my last video I mentioned how I didn't want to go to therapy. And when I told my mom, I was only 9, so then I thought therapy was like, you only went to therapy because something's wrong with you. And I didn't think nothing was wrong with me, and I didn't want to feel like nothing was wrong with me. I already felt like it was my fault, and like my family didn't believe me because of how my family dealt with it. So I didn't want to go to therapy on top of that. But I wish she would have made me go, because it would have helped me deal with my emotions better and how I react to certain things. Because now I have like anxiety about it, especially with my own child. Like, I'm on it about everything, and I just would hate for something like that to happen to him or anybody that I'm close to, or anybody. Like, I would hate for anybody to experience that. Excuse me. And yeah, like, looking back and thinking, like, I wish I would have gotten therapy for that. And I just feel like if you need to go get therapy or you need to talk to somebody, like, use your resources that you have in your community in whatever state you live in, because I know some sexual abuse cases and victims could be a lot more severe. Like, I only was molested. It's people that get raped, they get beaten, like they can't function in the world properly anymore. Like, mental health is a factor as well. Like, it's just a lot that goes in with that. And if you need to go get proper help that you need, that's important. Also, I know in my last video I mentioned that I asked people to put hearts and stuff in the comments if you were ever a victim of sexual abuse and you reported it or you didn't report it. I was just trying to see, like, how many people actually reported it or didn't report it. I was just trying to get like a little survey, because it's a lot of people that don't report their abuse. And people didn't comment, but people did reach out to me. And shout out to everybody that did reach out, text me, or if you seen me and you said something to me about the video. Like, I appreciate all the love that I have been receiving. Like I said, people do not report their abuse, and I want to encourage people to tell their truth, because it's not about the abuser, it's more about you. And if you tell your truth, you will feel a lot better. Like I said, I was only 9 when I told my mom, and I was relieved because I knew it wasn't gonna happen anymore. Like, I still was hurt. As you can see, I was still hurt, and I still go through it, but I was relieved because I knew it wasn't going to happen anymore. And just telling your truth is a lot better. I wasn't happy about having to talk to a whole bunch of different people. And I used to cry all the time and, like, be like, God, like, I'm not a churchy person. I believe in God and I have faith in God and I trust in God, but I don't go to church as I probably should. But I don't go to church, but I would always cry, like, why would God let me experience something like that? I always used to question him, like, why me? What's wrong with me? And that's when I was younger. And I just could never understand, like, but I knew that a lot of people that do experience it, they don't have a voice and they don't speak up for themselves and they don't tell their truth. And I just feel like God put me through that because he knew eventually I would tell my truth and I would speak up for people that experienced it and they can't tell their truth. And you gotta stand up and be strong for yourself. Everybody doesn't have the same support system. Everybody doesn't have that tough skin, but you have to. Like, if you ever experience being a sexual abuse victim or any kind of sexual abuse, you really should go and tell your truth to anybody. Like I said, to anybody that give you 5 minutes of your day, because that's not something you want to go through alone. What else did I want to tell y'all? Cause I forgot. Y'all don't know how many times I try to do this video. I've procrastinated a lot because it's hard to talk about. Like, it kind of leaves you at a loss for words, because it's just like, I don't think sex is that deep to take advantage of somebody. And that's another thing. Like, if you're in middle school and high school, if you dating somebody that's way out of your league, that's way older than you, like, that is sexual abuse in a way. Like, they're taking advantage of you, they're manipulating you to do things with them so you can feel liked and like feel like somebody like you, and you know that you shouldn't be doing that and that you really probably don't want to do it. Like, that's abuse. If you're in middle school and your boyfriend or girlfriend is in high school, that's unacceptable. And if you're in high school and you mess with a teacher or somebody that's out of high school, that's probably in college or something, that's way older than you, do not let people take advantage of you and manipulate you, because it's not okay. Like, your innocence is everything to all the young girls out there, and keep your innocence until you're ready. You don't let nobody take advantage of you, period. One more thing I just want to touch base on. I know I be cursing too much in my videos. Like, I be cursing a lot. And like I said, this is for the youth. This my video YouTube channel is for everybody. But, and the little girl had told me she watched my YouTube channel, and I felt really like I was appreciative, but then I felt bad. Like, I be cursing on there. So I don't want to offend anybody. I know I curse too much, but that's just how I express myself. So I'm gonna try to take that down a couple notches, but that's just how I express myself, so I'm not trying to offend anybody. But yeah, man, like, we have to really be on it, aware of our surroundings, and not even just for our kids, for ourselves, because anything can happen to you. Like, on Facebook Live, a girl got raped on Facebook Live. The little girls that vanished from DC, never to be heard of again. Like, it's stuff going on everywhere. They are sex trafficking people. They are snatching people up at stores, gas stations. Like, especially with the weather about to break, like, it's always something on the news regarding to that and going on in this world. And it's really sick and it's really disgusting. So we have to do our best to be aware, and we have to make it known to our babies, unfortunately, like, so we could prevent it the best way that we can. But I'm out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm happy to be back, and my next video will be dropping very, very soon. So everybody that's been showing love and DMing me and all that stuff, like, I really appreciate it again. And I'm out of here.